back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about good old Nebraska State Senator Megan Hunt, one of the biggest fucking cunts in this entire country currently, dude, that's in office. And one of many, many, many reasons why many Democrats and rhinos both actually need to be disqualified from the fucking running when it comes to even being able to hold elected office in this country. But yeah, this grandstand is basically me calling out the Nebraska General Assembly at this point. Do your fucking job, people. Kick this fucking stupid cunt out of office. Seriously. Throw her out of office, disqualify her from ever holding office ever again. Based on the shit she's pulling right now, dude, and shit she's pulling in the past with the gun crap and stuff, what it is, dude. So, those who don't know who Megan Hunt is, I basically did a Oath Breakers about this about a year ago, I think is what it was. And of course, with the old channel and stuff like that, I had to end up privating a bunch of videos and stuff like that, so it's no longer a channel. Basically, Megan Hunt's entire claim to fame thing is she was one of these first people. I believe it was back in like 2018 or 2020, one of the two. I forget which election cycle it was. But basically, what happened was she ran on the whole platform of, I'm going to be the first this thing or whatever the case be. And it's like insert X thing here, whatever the case be. Which is, in her case, it was like, I'm going to be the first openly lesbian woman in the Nebraska General Assembly or some stupid shit like that's what it was, dude. And it's like, nobody cares about your identity politics bullshit, lady. Go fuck yourself. And that's the entire point right now. But the problem is, because you have places like Lincoln and Omaha, which I'm pretty sure represents Lincoln, but I could be wrong, it might be Omaha. It's one of the two major cities there in Nebraska. One of the two Democrat held pockets is what it is. And the thing of it is, when you actually look into stuff like that and you realize, who the fucking voter base of these, various places is, it's all Antifa and BLM people, is what it is, legitimately. And that's the problem right there. You have those fucking ass clowns that are legit domestic terrorists in this country still having voting rights in this nation because they're not being brought up on felony charges, is what it is. So what you end up having then is you have the worst representation possible from these areas. You have the most Democrat dipshits possible coming out of these fucking areas. And they're running on platforms that should disqualify them from the running to begin with, because specifically in Megan's case, it was basically, pro-abortion stuff, anti-gun stuff, and just other crap like that, dude. A whole bunch of leftist agenda crap is what it is, dude. And the reason I'm calling specifically on the Nebraska General Assembly today to kick this cunt out of office now, dude, is because of this most recent thing here, which is Nebraska Democratic State Senator proposes amendment to bar kids from attending church events. This was at the end of last month that this article came out from Gateway Pundit. Said, legendary poet Maya Angelou is famous for her quote, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. A far-left Nebraska State Senator decided to declare war on religious families despite her persecutions afterwards that she was merely trolling. State Senator Megan Hunt, who's pictured above right there, and is one of the biggest fucking hypocrite pieces of shit out there, actually, because of the fact when you actually look into her whole agenda thing, she's one of these people, and this is the one thing I hate about leftists, right? Like, if you're gonna do stuff, you're gonna double down on shit or whatever the case be, do it the right way. If you're gonna be anti-life, if you're gonna be a baby-killing piece of shit, then be all about that, dude. Don't have children. Don't ever have kids. But yet Megan Hunt herself is the hypocrite in the situation because she has a daughter. At least one, anyway. And it's the same kind of shit across the board. People like Amelia Sykes and stuff like that, they'll always push, abortion stuff or whatever the case be, and then they'll always sit there and have kids is what it is and stuff. At least Nan Whaley, at least with Nan Whaley, the woman who was running for governor, the Democrat Party here in Ohio in 2022, at least she is legitimate about her fucking overall disgustingness, dude. Because with her ass, you had her not having children. She and her husband have no kids. They don't plan on having kids. And that's like, good. That's what it needs to be, Let the fucking leftist hate die with you, is what it really is, dude. Legitimately. Let your fucking actual anti-family bigotry and stuff like that die with your ass. Don't bring another generation into this country to continue to perpetrate your crap, is what it is, dude. And that's really what it is with people like Megan Hunt, dude. But anyway, going back to continue on with the rest of this article, though. It said, it said State Senator Megan Hunt was so triggered over a Republican-backed bill that would bar young children from attending grotesque drag queen shows and penalize adults for taking them to those shows that she filed a blatantly unconstitutional amendment at the end of January there to go after individuals taking their kids to church events like Vacation Bible Study. It says, courtesy of the Blaze, said Hunt's amendment calls for blocking youth from, quote, religious indoctrination camp, which the proposal defines as a camp, vacation Bible study, retreat, lock-in, or convention held by a church, youth group, or religious organization for the purposes of indoctrinating children with a specific set of religious beliefs. And see, when you talk about stuff like that, dude, this is the fucking problem with the left entirely right now, dude, legitimately. Sorry, mom's making something in the background. This is the problem with the left entirely, though, is what it is. You have these fucking people who have no religious backing at all, dude, because their fucking cult mentality is the fucking cult of the left, dude. The cult of insanity, the cult that's pushing fucking transgenderism on kids and stuff like that, dude. That's what these people believe is a fucking religion, dude. And that's honestly why when you see those progressive pride flags and the fucking BLM flags in these schools and shit like that in these classrooms and whatnot, dude, that shit needs to be yanked the fuck out and fought in the goddamn courts all the way to Supreme Court at this point, dude. Because 100%, dude, that is leftist indoctrination and leftist religious belief systems in the school system, which, by the way, is supposed to be representation of separation of church and state in this fucking nation based on Supreme Court rulings back in the day is what it is, dude. It's why you can't go into a school and teach Christianity or, you know, Judaism or Hinduism or anything like that is what it is, dude. But yet, meanwhile, they can teach Satanism after schools and after school programs, or they can teach all kinds of other shit like that is what it is, dude. They can be like, oh yeah, today, kids, in this math class, now we're going to teach you about why you should be non-binary and shit like that. It's like, get the fuck out of here, people, seriously. It's fucking ridiculous entirely. But anyway, I continue on, though. Yeah, it says legislator. Yeah, we're right now. Going back to what Megan was trying to do there. So legislation finds that there is a well-documented history of indoctrination and sex abuse perpetrated by religious leaders and clergy people upon kids. This is all quoting from Harass, by the way. It says abusers within churches and other religious institutions often use events like church or youth group-sponsored camps and retreats to earn children's trust and gain unsupervised access to such children in order to commit such abuse. A portion of Hunt's amendment reads, says, quote, no individual under 19 years of age shall be present at a religious indoctrination camp. Any person 19 years of age or older who knowingly brings an individual under 19 years of age to a religious indoctrination camp shall be guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. Hunt's amendment states no individual under 21 years of age shall be present at a religious indoctrination camp if alcoholic liquor is being served at such a location, regardless if such an alcoholic liquor is being served as part of a religious ceremony. So basically, you know, communal wine is what it would be then. Says Hunt tried to claim afterwards in response to a critic on Twitter that she was merely trying to, quote, make a point about the Republican bill to protect children. Hunt then fanatically claimed she would withdraw such legislation if it had a shot at passing. And this is what this Victor guy said. This was back on, I believe it was the... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and grab a tweet because I actually responded back to Megan about this whole thing today, actually, on Twitter under the network moniker, which was, you had this Victor guy on the 27th of January saying to Megan, which he was saying, let me see if I can grab it up here real quick. Yeah, that guy was saying, except that's exactly what she's done in the past. Here's an amendment in which she tried to ban Vacation Bible School and/or retreats only of religious origin for people under the ages of 21 and 19. An adult would be cited with a misdemeanor for taking a child to such an event. To which Megan's bullshit response was, this is an amendment that I will use to make a point about the underlying bill, LB 371, which bans all ages drag shows. It won't pass. I would withdraw it if it had the votes to pass. It's a device to make a point. We need not clutch nor worry. And my response to her ass was, the only point your dumbass amendment is making, Megan, is why you and other leftist psychos like you should be automatically disqualified from ever holding any position of political power in the United States for life. And that's the truth of the matter, honestly, dude. I'm fucking sick and tired of these people, honestly, at this point, dude. because they are like, when people talk about radical leftists, dude, these people are fucking legitimately modern day fascist terrorists. They're literally modern day fascist Nazis is what it is, dude. They're nothing more than that. And that's the problem. You have people spewing the fucking fascism. You have people spewing the fucking Nazism shit all the time and stuff like that, dude. So basically losing its meaning quite a bit, dude. And that's the entire point of their fucking agenda, dude, with their Trojan horse bullshit. Because when you present that Trojan horse all the time from the standpoint of the leftists and stuff like that, dude, calling everybody else those things, they're the ones actually doing the shit. They're the ones actually going out there and pulling this crap, dude. Which, when people talk about it being a blatant violation of the Constitution, it is, dude. It directly infringes upon the First Amendment of religious freedom in this country. A country, by the way, that was founded on Christianity, for God's sakes. You know, nobody realizes that, or nobody talks about that quite a bit, honestly, dude, is how our entire nation, legitimately, dude, our Founding Fathers Day, it was literally white Christianity, period. That's what this country is founded upon, dude. You know? And, of course, it's the fallout I had last year with Barbecue and Woods and all those guys about that shit, dude. And I'm standing my ground on that one, too, by the way, because everything I said in that stand back in those days, dude, is 100% legitimate right now. And it's being pushed even more nowadays, dude. You have so much more blatantly in your face about this anti-white racism we're seeing in this country now. And anti-Christianity and everything else like that now. Anyway, continuing on here. Said, okay, so we got that thing there. It said, whether or not Megan Hunt is actually serious about her amendment lacking relevance, the fact is that she has the audacity to equate parents wanting children to serve Jesus Christ to ones who take kids to events where grown adults expose themselves is a quintessential example of the radical left's moral turpitude and loathing of faithful Americans. This is not the first time that Megan Hunt has been a stupid fucking cunt and taken a blowtorch to Americans' constitutional liberties. The leftist lawmaker claimed last March that gun ownership was not a God-given right, while at the same time denigrating our founding fathers. And this is a tweet she said. This is actually what caused me to do my oath breakers on this bitch last year, is what it was, dude. Which was this fucking stupid tweet here on March 10th of 2022. Megan Hunt had the audacity to say, quote, owning a gun isn't a God-given right. It's a slave-owning, misogynistic, founding father-given right. I'm not against 2A, but be real, the Constitution was written by people. Today, I'm filibustering a bill that would allow concealed carry without training or a permit. And by the way, this is the same fucking stupid cunt, you know, lesbian in the Nebraska General Assembly there, dude, who last year was shit-talking gun owners on the fucking floor there, dude. It was people like Sandhills Media and stuff like that, dude. It was him and it was some woman and stuff like that that was like a co-founder. I forget what the Nebraska gun rights organization is called there offhand. She was sitting there trying to call them all white supremacists when multiple people in the fucking upper chamber there is what it was on their little gallery thingy were not white. And it's like, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about, these leftists, dude. Like, this is why we need a 20th Amendment to the Constitution for auto DQs in this fucking country. Because of stupid fucking cunts like Megan Hunt, dude. You know? Seriously. Where is Megan's brother Mike when you need him, man? Obviously, I'm making a joke there. But no, seriously, though. Like, this woman is fucking... Like, by the way, there is also a reason why in the Bill of Rights, women did not have fucking voting rights, dude. Why our founding fathers made the Bill of Rights the way they did, man. It wasn't until, like, the second, third, you know, iteration of presidency in this country that you actually had the 19th Amendment, what it was. And the entire point is that Megan is a fucking retard. Legitimately, dude. Anyway, the end of this says Hunt's presentations in response to her amendment would fall on deaf ears. She and her fellow travelers have continuously demonstrated their view of Americans on traditional values and their primary advocacies. Yeah, they're all a bunch of jackasses, dude, what it is. So, anyway. Yeah, needless to say, Megan's a piece of shit in general, dude. She should have been tossed out in the Nebraska General Assembly over a year ago at this point, honestly. Or pretty close to a year ago. Really, it should have been 11 months back is what it is. When she pulled that stupid crap to, you know, shit talk the founding fathers and this country. And by the way, she completely broke her oath that day. Like, you cannot sit here and tell me she didn't, man. When you're sitting there pushing a fucking agenda, when you're sitting there attacking the Constitution and the founding fathers and Second Amendment stuff like that, and then talking about like, oh, 2A and blah, blah, blah. It's like, obviously you are anti-2A, bitch. What you probably are, actually, is you're probably one of these hypocrites like Alyssa Milano that wants fucking guns for yourself and armed security and stuff for yourself, but then want to fucking shit talk everyday citizens to protect ourselves from the criminals you motherfuckers let back on the streets. Is what it is, man. So, yeah. And that's why I'm sick and tired of it, man. But anyway, that's pretty much going to be it for today. Yeah, Nebraska, do your job. Kick this stupid cunt out of your state senate. And make sure she never holds elected office again by actually charging her criminally with deprivation of rights or color of law is what it is, dude. Because she should be arrested multiple times now on that one, based on her attacks on the Second Amendment and based on her attacks on the First Amendment of religious freedom is what it is, man. So, anyway, other than that, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I will see you all in the next one.